in my domain, got the whole crowd screaming out our name. It's a blowout, it's a hurricane, it's over before you know it. While you shaking, we're a dynasty in the making. We're the royalty, now we're breaking down the enemy. Move over for the soldiers. Take a swing, I can take a hit. If we die, it's fine, we live for this. It's all for this. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights. For the glory, for the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer, it's the ultimate high. For the glory, we do it for the glory.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the start of a brand new season of the NNSCRA Pizza Hut X Series, getting ready to kick off Season 3 with today's race at Daytona. This is the Power Shares 300 QQQ. Third time that this mod, I should say, in this series is going to start off its season at Daytona. And kind of interesting, I was going back through the previous winners of this race. We are guaranteed a brand new winner of this event. We've had 3 different winners in the last 3 seasons, and we are guaranteed a 4th different winner here tonight, as the 3 previous winners are not in this season's 42-car grid. So who will it be that'll start off their season with a bang and a trip to victory lane? Only time will tell. But we are getting ready for 40 laps of racing here today at Daytona International Speedway. The front row going to be made up of 2 returning drivers that are returning to rides very familiar to them from last season. M McIntire, back in the Liberty University number 9 out of Michael Norman Motorsports, will start on the pole, and alongside of him will be Cole Deaver in the number 15 out of Gardner Racing. Look behind them, though, you got some new faces and new places. 2 drivers that ran last year in the Hershey's Cup Series, now down in the Pizza Hut X Series. Wrigley Motorsports number 11 Ford Mustang, sponsored by Red Bull, driver Nathan Hudson, who drove for Michael Norman Motorsports in the number 16, I believe it was last year. And alongside of him, Cody Llamas, who finished so far down the point standings that the 48 team for ML Motorsports lost their charter, and so ML Motorsports down here with a Pizza Hut X Series team, and Cody Llamas in the number 48 will drive full-time here in this series. The goal for them, I think, is probably to try and finish top 5 in the point standings this season to get that charter back and move back up to the top tier series by the close of this year. We've also got a lot of new drivers and new places, new faces. We've got a number of rookies making their first start here this season. We'll be trying to cover all of the details of it here during the course of this 40-lap event. And, as always, you can check down in the description below to be able to see the starting lineup for the full field here tonight in this race at Daytona. We should also make mention that the defending winner is Madeline Crenshaw. Crenshaw not in this field this season due to medical reasons, but we should also mention that Madeline Crenshaw, despite the win that she had at Daytona last year, did not make it into the playoffs. So will we see the driver that wins here today actually make it into the playoffs by the time we get to the end of the regular season? Let's go down trackside, get those most famous words.
Drivers, start your engines!
Commands given. And the pace car will lead these 42 drivers off of pit road. Here they go. And we will, in just a moment, look at the tail end of the field to make sure that all 42 cars are indeed going to take the green flag. It'd be heartbreak if someone ended up having a mechanical failure and their season comes to a close on a mechanical, or not their season, but their Daytona start to the season comes to a close based off of a mechanical problem. Let's take a look and see right now if everybody is good to go. It looks like it. As you see here at the tail end of the field, there's Under Baranowskis back in the 2. Seth Cole over in the 66 now from Backmarker Motorsports. And there is the car that went to victory lane here 1 year ago with Madeline Crenshaw behind the wheel. Now with Crenshaw unable to be in the series. I believe. There we go. I thought I had the wrong camera view. That is Aubrey Eystein. I believe that's how it's pronounced. And you will notice that the number 3 has a pink stripe around the entirety of the race car. Of course, Madeline Crenshaw out of the number 3 for this season due to breast cancer. So, breast cancer awareness and that pink stripe right there honoring Madeline Crenshaw, who, no, barring mechanical issues, would have been in that number 3 trying to defend her win from last season here tonight. Getting set to go racing, though, for 40 laps. It was the same distance that we had in our TaxSlayer Truck Series race here yesterday. We saw a veteran win the TaxSlayer Truck Series race here in Ace Garcia. Will we see a veteran win here today, or will there be a rookie that'll start off the year with a checkered flag? Here we go, though. Pizza Hut X Series Season 4 is green. Let's roll at Daytona. Mentioned that Madeline Crenshaw is the defending winner, the other 2 previous winners of this event. Back when it was known as the Almond Joy Series, that Season 1 was Matthew Dallio, who went to victory lane, and then following year in Season 2, and it made the swap over to Pizza Hut X Series, the winner was Kyle Lynch, who ended up winning in the number 15, which we see out in front right now, in the form of Cole Deaver, but they're going to go 3 wide for the top position. That is Carson Gum down on the bottom. Carson Gum last season was driving the number 98, now the number 99. A lot of number swaps over at Backmarker Motorsports. Now James Qualls to the inside looking for the top position. He's got drafting help in the form of a guy who finished in the final 4 last season in the Hershey's Cup Series, G Sydnor, now down in the 24 out of Flying Aces Racing. I believe we're under caution. What the heck's going on there? Something wrong with Jordan Lopez. He just went straight up the track and put Nathan Hudson in the wall. Not sure what that was about. It's our first caution of the weekend, or of the entire week, rather. Going back to the clash, and Carson Gum's trying to get the top position back. Looks like he'll do it. Looks like we had an incident on the back straightaway here, and it involves the number 3 of Aubrey Eystein, as well as it looks like the 16 of Jake Rogers, and the 66 of Seth Cole, possibly as well the 78 of Christian Merrick Jr., who finished off last season's Pizza Hut X Series finale at Auto Club with a victory. There's also some damage there on the 18 of Mason Wood out of Joe Gibbs Racing. Looks like everybody else might be okay. Cars down the apron there. That's Chelsea Bowles, the number 31, and also the number 92 of Joshua Hyatt. And it looks like everybody's got to come to pit road. So Carson Gum's got some right side damage now as well on the 99. I'm not sure where that came from. But the race leaders now got some damage. So let's take a look and see what happened to bring out the initial caution, and then we'll see what happened to end up causing that kind of, I guess we could call it a wreck, under yellow over in turns 1 and 2. We're going to have to look at this from a couple of angles, but it looks like right here Jake Rogers thought about making it 4 wide, tried to get to the inside of Mason Wood. There just wasn't room. He got him in the left rear quarter panel, sent him down into Christian Merrick Jr., and then Rogers, trying to gather it back up, goes back up into the wall, down into Eystein in the number 3, and I believe then Aubrey is going to go up the track in front of the 66 of Seth Cole. What a miss right. Oh, a little contact there by Baranowskis, and that's actually what sends the 3 up into the 66. So that's how Seth Cole got his damage. Now, I wanted to go back and see if the 78 and the 18 were able to save it. It looks like Christian Merrick Jr. does a pretty good job of hanging on to his race car. Oh, but Mason Wood, not so lucky. That car just was directed straight towards that inside safer barrier, and while it looked like he was trying to keep his foot in the throttle to be able to turn right and not hit it, doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Look at this right here. You can see in the throttle, in the throttle, in the throttle. Right about here, looks like he's lifting. Tries to punch it back, and I guess he just can't turn that thing hard enough to the right. You see him continuing to try, and right here. Oh, wow. I mean, that's not a hard impact, but that's certainly, he's lucky that's the safer barrier there. But that's certainly going to probably knock the toe out on that Toyota Camry. So that was the wreck that brought out the caution. Now let's see what happened after the caution waved. Here it was. Now watch the car that's up on the top side there in front. Carson Gum, who had crossed the line as leader. Look at how he gets up there into that safer barrier. And I think what happened was when he got up there, that outside wall just sucks you in. It's hard to be able to get back off of it. Nathan Hudson doesn't realize that the 99 is scrubbing off that much speed. He tries going low to avoid. And then where is the contact going to happen between him and the 34? Right here. Lopez, I'm not certain, knows what's going on. Hudson's trying to give the 99 room, and they just crowd each other, and is there going to be a little contact between the 11 and the 99? No? Well, there is right there afterwards, but you also see further back there, I mean, there's Cody Llamas. He's kind of crowding the 19. You've got the 60 and the 12. They're leaning on each other, so they're wasn't a whole lot of room being given there in three wide situations trying to slow down for the caution. And that's how Carson Gum got his damage, as well as Lopez and Hudson, who were all running up inside of the top 10 at the time. Lights out atop the pace car. We'll go back green on lap 6 of 40, working our first caution of the week. From the clash up until this point, we have not had the yellow flag wave at all this weekend. To be perfectly honest, I'm not really certain we've had really an incident take place this entire week, with maybe the possible exception of the stack-up that took place when the green flag pit stops were occurring in yesterday's Taxslayer Truck Series race, but even that didn't bring out the caution. Garrett Sidner's team gets it done on pit road. He gets out with the race lead. Second place is going to be Cody Llamas, with James Qualls third. Fourth place, Cole Deaver, and fifth will be Z Flickinger. And McIntire lines up in sixth. Seventh is the highest running well, actually, no, I shouldn't say the highest running rookie. At 7th would be Steve Morgan. 8th place would be Eli Bright. 9th place is going to be Justin Tucker. And completing your top 10 will be William Brock. After the incident we saw take place, 4 drivers are out of the race. And they include the cars of Chelsea Bowles, Joshua Hyatt, Seth Cole, and Aubrey Einstein. Tough start to the year for them. Of course, Chelsea Bowles finished 3 points out of winning the championship last year, finishing second in the championships, and it's not the way she wanted to start off the year for sure. Joshua Hyatt had a great series last year in the Taxslayer Truck Series. Made the step up here to William Brock Motorsports in the number 92. His day is done. Seth Cole was looking for a good run. He had a pretty decent season last year. And, of course, Aubrey Einstein was just trying to get the season kicked off well here for Michael Norman Motorsports in her debut race. But here we go. We will have 35 laps of racing left as the green flag is back in the air. And the reason that I kind of stopped myself on saying that the highest running rookie was Steve Morgan is because, you know, you see these drivers come series and you forget that, you know, this is their debut season in this series. Garrett Sidner and Cody Llamas, who started first and second for this restart, they're rookies in this series. Field all spreading out here. Qualls going to take a look to the inside for the top position. Question is, will he have any drafting help? Here comes some help in the form of Z Flickinger in the 96. And one driver that I really want to keep an eye on here in this race particularly is the number 12 of Eli Bright, because last season in the Taxslayer Truck Series he finished out the year with back-to-back wins in the last 2 races of the season at Talladega and Auto Club, 2 tracks that are heavily reliant on speed, and he also is coming off the heels of winning the NRSL Winston Super Speedway Series championship. So he's definitely shown how he can get around super speedways, and this is Daytona. This is a super speedway. What can he do here? Justin Tucker, the rookie out of Joe Gibbs Racing, now out in front, but not for long. Here comes Dougie Shears to the bottom of the racetrack, the Little Caesars Chevrolet. Right behind him, you got K Langeland in the 77. I apologize for the frames. I don't know what's going on. I have tried everything I can think of to try and fix the frame rates here, and some mods, I guess, just have horrible frames. It's really annoying. I do apologize for that. K Langeland now to the middle line as Cole Deaver's going to stick him there. Deaver to the bottom looking for the top position. Right behind him, you've got the 21 of Diego Yepez. Yepez making the step up from Taxslayer Truck Series now to the Pizza Hut X Series, and he's got some friends down low. Under Baranaskas, Charles Jackson, and Navarro all down there helping push his Ford Mustang to the front. Get him 3 wide here, about 6, maybe 7 rows deep. And we got a car way down the bottom of the track there. I don't know if he was coming to pit road or not. That looked like the 0 of Alex Gray, and he is indeed on pit lane. And I believe just leaving pit road was Phil Parker. And it looks like he's going to come back up on track, maybe right in front of this lead group. It's Charles Jackson up front. Whoa! One car up and into the air, into the catch fence. That was Z Flickinger. Caution's going to wave. They'll race back to the caution flag. The first car I saw step out of shape looked like it might have been the 78 of Christian Merrick Jr., but the 96 just visited all 3 levels of the catch fence there in turns 1 and 2. More contact back there. That's Eli Bright and Steve Morgan. They're headed down towards the inside retaining wall as Angel Navarro leads us back to our second caution of the day. Did they hit the wall? I don't know. Yep, they did. Boy, Eli Bright, his car has come to rest. Look out. Oh, that's Joshua Osborne right in the middle of the track there in the 70. Almost got hit by J Jefferson. And his teammate J Qualls was also on pit road. I can only assume he was involved in the wreck that appeared to take out Z Flickinger. There is Flickinger's 96. Mason Woods coming to pit road, as so is Ashlyn Boyd. So 2 of the Joe Gibbs Racing cars. There's the car that I think I saw first start that wreck in turns 1 and 2. Christian Merrick Jr.'s second wreck he's been involved in today. And as the caution waves for the second time here, we are a quarter of the way through this race, and we are seeing a lot more attrition in this race than we've seen all week long. Navarro leading the way, former playoff driver from last season, trying to start off the year with a win at Daytona. Come back just a moment for the restart, but for now, let's take a look at what brought out our second caution of the day at Daytona. Alright, can we pinpoint what happened here? They're 3 wide, about 5-6 rows deep. Where is the initial contact is the question. Oh, wait a minute. Look at the 24 of G Sydnor. Okay, he's trying, it looks like, to tuck down in front of Ashlyn Boyd. Qualls makes a move down low to get in front of Christian Merrick Jr., and I think the 78 was already there. No, not yet. Qualls, I think, just put himself in a terrible position. He goes down, and yep, right there's the contact. He thought he was clear to go to the middle line, and the 78 was already there. There they go, up into Flickinger, and watch the 96 up and into the air. J Jefferson also got collected up in this. I believe Justin Tucker got a piece of it. Look at the 96 still up and into the catch fence, up on top and right into the camera. Chris Dollerton also looks like got a piece of that. Maybe a little bit of right front damage for Jessica Miles. There's some contact for the 32 of Daniel Olson. There's where Mason Wood gets involved. He clobbers his teammate Ashlyn Boyd. Flickinger continues a wild ride as that car continues to tumble. And that is scary, scary wreck right there for the 96. There's the 0-2 making his way around the outside. I think he had lost the draft. B Braley. That might have been the best thing that happened to him. Able to drive through the smoke to avoid. There's Dollerton. You can see the damage on the Houston Astros Camaro. Mason Woods out of this one. Now let's jump up real quickly here. Let's find, there he is. There's Steve Morgan, and there's Eli Bright. Now what happens to these two here through 3 and 4? Because one of them, I think it's the 60, is going to hook the 12. Now they are right now behind Phil Parker. Now remember, Parker had just actually merged back onto the track after being on pit road. And so he kind of wadded everybody up. It makes them into a 4-wide formation here with the 21, 15, 12, and 60. Now let's see what happens here. Does the 60 get tight, or does the 12 come down across the nose of the 60? Boy, that's hard to call. Both these drivers know each other pretty well. Both ended up fighting it out in the chase system for the NRSL Winston Superspeedway Series a few weeks ago, and oh boy, there's the shot for Eli Bright. Hard into that inside retaining wall, and it looks like Steve Morgan got through that unscathed. We also had another incident take place, though, with the 70. And I don't know if it was here or not. Where's the 70 car? There's the 70. Alright, what happens with him? Because he also was smoking. Right now he's behind Daniel Olson. Is he going to hit the 12? Is the 12 going to come back up the racetrack here? He very well might. He's in the grass, so we can't control it. And then right here, oh no, yep, right there. Oh, brother. Osborne nowhere to go. Little contact there as well for the 34 of Jordan Lopez. He's going to go up and get the outside wall as well. And just like that, both of the Joanna Atwood Motorsports cars are snuffed out. So I apologize for my dogs barking. Boy, it's become a race of survival here, it seems, at Daytona, at least in this race. Let's go back for the restart. Lights should be out atop the pace car this time. We should be able to get back green flag racing, it would appear, on lap 14, and lights are indeed out. Now, Phil Parker got through all of that wrecking and everything, and all the leaders came to pit road under that caution. However, Phil Parker had already been to pit road under that green flag run, so he will restart behind the pace car ahead of the leaders. He is currently scored in the 30th position. Angel Navarro, his team got him off pit road first, so he will restart out in front. Second place will be under Baranowskis with Charles Jackson third, Cole Deaver in fourth, and Matt McIntire in the 5th position. 6th place going to be Carson Gum. 7th place will be Diego Yepez. 8th place, Kyle Langeland. 9th place will be Mark Davidson. First time we've talked about the 29 here today. And completing the top 10 will be the 89 of Quentin Moore. After all the incidents we just saw take place that we went back and looked through on our replay, drivers out of the race now include Chris Dollerton, Joshua Osborne. Also, James Shelly is currently scored 2 laps down. We'll have to try and figure out what happened there. Also out of the race include the cars of J Jefferson, Mason Wood, Eli Bright, Ashlyn Boyd, J Qualls, Z Flickinger, and Christian Merrick Jr. They join Chelsea Bowles, Joshua Hyatt, Seth Cole, and Aubrey Einstein back in the garage area. Now showing the 71 only 1 lap down, as he is now returning back to the racetrack at Izzy Chevy Camaro. So right now we have, I believe, a total of 27 cars on the lead lap. Well, make it 28 if you count the 5 of Phil Parker restarting just ahead of the leader, with 29 cars running. James Shelly, the lone lap car at this current point in time. Pace car makes the left-hand turn to pit road. We haven't even reached halfway, and we're already working our second caution of the day. Green flag waves once more. Phil Parker is up to speed, it would appear, so he won't be much of a hindrance for these race leaders in terms of being slow and holding them up, but he certainly should be a good pick, and that looks like what these leaders are thinking about right now. Charles Jackson, 3 wide, puts Baranowskis in the middle, Navarro on the top side, and Jackson will go to the front of the field. Charles Jackson, who was in last season's Tax Slayer Truck Series chase for the championship, finished out the year 4th overall in the point standings with 2 wins. Now makes the move here to the Pizza Hut X Series. Jackson, also a former Hershey's Cup Series winner, when as a non-charter driver he took the checkered flag at Richmond. I believe that was back in season 4, I want to say, of Hershey's Cup competition. Quentin Moore. He's going to go for the race lead, back in the very familiar number 89. Oh, look out back here. I don't like this. Oh, save it. And McIntyre into the wall, but he saved it, and everybody gets through. Nope, there they go. And we've got a car flipping again. This time it's McIntyre. Baranowskis is in it. Erickson is in it. They're still wrecking. Oh, my goodness. McIntyre's car hasn't even flipped over. It's still on its roof. As they come back to the line, Phil Parker wanted his lap back. Quentin Moore says, no, sir. He's going to keep the 5 a lap down and lead us to our 3rd caution of the day. What did they put in all these drivers' morning coffee? Whatever it is, it's made them go crazy. This is the most aggressive racing I have seen all week, and it is showing its ill effects as a result. There's Matt McIntyre, the pole sitter. He's obviously out after that wild ride. Kyle Langeland, we saw Chloe Erickson just moments ago. Carson Dunn may have been in it. Looks like Andre Baranowskis got damaged. There's Cole Deaver. He was up near the front. Careful, guys. There's another car with a lot of front-end damage. Is that Daniel Olson's 32? It would appear so. Trying to look through and see if anybody else has any significant damage. Charles Jackson's got front-end damage. He was collected in that, and he was up near the front. Race of attrition, no doubt about that. Quentin Moore racing with Jesus right now, and he's got the top position as we are just nearing the halfway point of this race. Let's see what happened on the back straightaway. Now, you might be able to chalk this one up to rookie mistake. Mark Davidson there in the 29. I knew that something like this was probably going to happen, because look at how he's right on the left rear quarter panel of the 9. And sure shooting right here is going to be the contact. Sends him down into Garrett Sydnor. Now at this point, Matt McIntyre up into the wall right in front of Charles Jackson. He was able to keep it straight, and they were able to keep it going. I thought maybe we were going to avoid a caution. There was also some contact there between Cody Lamas and Angel Navarro, but then they ended up being 5 wide coming off turn 2. Steve Morgan going to crowd Baranowskis up into Cole Deaver, up into Matt McIntyre, and there was just no way we were going to get away from that one not being a wreck. Boy, nice avoidance there by a couple of drivers. Alex Gray in the 0 and Ryan George in the 4 doing an excellent job avoiding that wreck. Oh man, there you see Chloe Erickson gets into it, gets into the 2 of Baranowskis. And Jake Rogers, close call there for the 16 as he gets through, as do looks like Jordan Lopez and Scott Roush. Justin Tucker may have gotten through that as well in the 19. And look at James Shelly just get through there as well. A lot of dust and smoke kicked up for him. And Matt McIntyre up and on his lid, and that's how the car comes to rest down just below the double yellow line here on the back straightaway. We have had some wild rides here today, no doubt about that, and no shortage of hard hits here at Daytona. Green flag set to come back out, and it will be just at the halfway point of this race, and we will have 2 lap cars on the inside line. James Shelly and Parker were a lap down when the caution came out. Quentin Moore will restart as the leader, but look who's starting in second. Ying Canario. First time that we have talked about him today, a rookie this season making his debut, and he has survived all the carnage. He's up in second place. Behind him, Diego Yepez lines up 3rd, Cody Lamas 4th, Angel Navarro 5th, Mark Davidson, who triggered that last big wreck, is 6th with Garrett Sydnor 7th. Nathan Hudson in 8th. Alex Gray is in 9th. Clean the top 10 will be Dougie Shears. We have more drivers back behind the wall as a result of that wreck, including Charles Jackson, Chloe Erickson, Justin Tucker, Matt McIntire. They all have retired from the race. 25 of Jessica Miles is being scored off the lap. She apparently had an extended stay on pit road, just now leaving. So she will be a lap down along with James Shelly and Phil Parker when we go back green flag racing. So far, midway through this race, 50% of the race done, 3 caution flags, and up to this point, I believe the tally of drivers out of the race is 16. So it has been anything but a clean race. Maybe, just maybe, we can get into a long green flag run here, but we're going to have to wait and see as Quentin Moore gets us back underway. Basically, the drivers you see up front right now, the drivers that survived the mayhem, and the cars that don't have a scratch on them. Quentin Moore, nice move there. Gets around James Shelly and then moves down to the bottom of the racetrack, allowing him to pick up the push from the inside line, courtesy of the lap machines. Look at that, number 6 though, of Yin Canario. He really got a good run down that back straightaway. Almost was able to get around James Shelly. Trying to get that outside line going. He's got Angel Navarro up there with him. Quentin Moore trying to do his best to defend both lines, not letting the inside or outside line get a run. You've got Canario who wants the lead. You've got Shelly and Parker who want their lap back. Drivers that have survived the mayhem. We're seeing some more faces popping up here towards the front now. Ryan George in the 4, Ben Braley in the 02, William Brock in the 62. So, oh, trouble! Shelly into the wall. Are they going to save it? No, they're not. Oh my goodness, another big wreck. And Steve Morgan came flying in, and Jake Rogers is up on his side. They're still wrecking. They're wrecking over into 4. Miles is in it. Rogers, Deaver, they're still wrecking. Morgan. Good Lord. There's going to be no field left. There is not going to be any field left to finish out this race. And Yin Canario is going to inherit the race lead as a result of this. Shelly, Yepez, Deaver, Miles, Rogers, Braley, we were just talking about him doing a great job surviving. Morgan's got a lot of damage. Car down the apron there. Oh, that's the pace car. Oh, look out, they're stacking up back here. Brock's got damage. Ryan George has got damage. Just about everybody that I was just mentioning that was doing a great job avoiding wrecks got involved in this one. Yellow flag out for the 4th time in this race. Let's see what happened. Now, I must admit, I was actually looking towards the back of this lead pack. I didn't exactly see how this started. I just saw the 71 of James Shelly get out of shape. Oh, right there. I think that might have started between Ryan George, Angel Navarro, sent Navarro up into Llamas, who then sent Llamas down into Shelly. And at this point, I thought, well, maybe they'll save it. But you see the 7 way down in the grass, and he's going to come back up the track. And the 62's down there on the apron. There's just no way they were going to save that. Shelly gets swept up in it. Braley, George, Llamas got involved. I believe that's Diego Yepez back there, the blue car. And I think Nathan Hudson also got a piece of it. And then watch this. Nobody slows down. Morgan plows in the 60. Here comes Jake Rogers. He clobbers the 71. The 15 right there. Here comes the 25 flying in. Oh, wow. There were a lot of drivers that got more than one hard lick in that wreck. Just nobody willing to slow down. Nobody using the brakes. There are a number of drivers going to be out as a result of this one. I'll be surprised if we have like 15 drivers left to finish out this race. There have been so many drivers involved in wrecks here today. But that's what brought out the caution for the 4th time here at Daytona. Let's go back for what I think is going to be a very small field on this restart. Well, as I said, I'd be surprised if there was a field of 15 that were are going to be taking this green flag. Well, they surprised me. There's 17 drivers that'll be taking this green flag. 16 of them on the lead lap. Parker in 17th, 1 lap down. I'm not really good with pronouncing names sometimes, so if I pronounce your name incorrectly, right now I'm calling him King Canario. If it's Canario, give me a 1 as a comment in the comment section. If it's Canario, then give me a 2 in the comments, just so I know I'm pronouncing your name correctly. But nonetheless, what a showing here for Ying Canario in that, or Canario. I'm gonna be messing up that name all race long and all season long, I guarantee you. But he is having a really good run right now, out in front. Drivers did make pit stops under this caution. He'll restart ahead of Mark Davidson. Quentin Moore there in 3rd, Angel Navarro 4th, and Jordan Lopez completes the top 5. Then it's Carson Gum, Kyle Langeland, Garrett Sydnor, Alex Gray, and Ander Baranowski is the top 10. Surprisingly, our top 10 is made up of 5 rookies and 5 veterans. Those veterans are actually, is it 5? Yes, 5 veterans. Those veterans running in 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 10th. So we still have a chance of a veteran winning this race, but we've got a pretty good chance of rookies winning this race as well. After that incident, drivers out of the race include Daniel Olson, Steve Morgan, Cole Deaver, Jake Rogers, Ben Braley, Diego Yepez, Jessica Miles, and James Shelly. So as stated, only 17 drivers still running, 16 on the lead lap. Green flag back in the air with 15 laps to go here at Daytona. Parker wants to get himself back on the lead lap. That 5 car's been up here towards the front in this lead pack ever since being trapped a lap down, having to pit under green flag conditions. So if he were ever able to get himself back on the lead lap, I think he could definitely be a player for this win. Quentin Moore is going to go for the top position. He's got a teammate right behind him there in Angel Navarro. This has definitely been a learning race for Mark Davidson in the 29. A car that went to victory lane at the 2nd Daytona race last season with Kyle Keith behind the wheel. Kyle Langeland now going to slide into 4th place, and they're going to go 3 wide for the race lead. Davidson low, Navarro the middle, up top Quentin Moore. Where's the drafting help going to come? Oh, Kyle, no, Kyle, no, Kyle! Ooh, that was close. He literally forced his way in there. It was 4 wide for a moment. It settles back out to 3 wide, but that was close to being our 5th caution of the day. And now rookies down at the bottom. Keith, or Davidson rather. I'm thinking back to last season. Then Canario and Sydnor. Alex Gray right there as well in the 0. Gray, a former winner in the Truck Series last season. Oh, I don't like how this looks going into 1. That 77 almost was up and into the wall, it looked like, as they're 3 wide, 3 rows deep. Here comes Canario on the bottom, alongside Kyle Langeland. He's got traction over the 24, does the 6. Is that inside line going to move down this back straightaway? Also got Carson Gum still up here in the mix in the 99. Also don't count out Jordan Lopez there in the 34. Former winner here in the Pizza Hut X Series, now driving for Kev Shearer Racing Tech as Langeland to the lead. Sydnor moves to 2nd. 3 wide for 3rd. 3 red cars. It's Gray on the bottom. Canario in the middle. Davidson way up topside. Battle for the lead. Sydnor with the crossover into 1 on Langeland. And it took us 4 cautions and nearly 2/3 of the field to actually get to some green flag racing. Langeland with a crossover here on Sydnor, but will he get drafting help? Look at Davidson with a big push from the lap car of Phil Parker down that back straightaway. Parker, oh no, there goes Langeland, and it's another big one. Parker, Sydnor, Langeland, Navarro, oh, Langeland gets flipped. Llamas is up and over and in the air, tumbling like a trapeze artist through the grass. William Brock is collected. I believe that's Ryan George in the 4 that was collected. And another big wreck here at Daytona. Are you kidding me? not sure this is the way the Pizza Hut X Series drivers wanted to start out the season and showing off their talent. This is our 5th caution of the day, and with the number of hard hits I saw right there, we may have as little as 10 drivers taking the green flag to finish out this race. Here's your survivors. Canario is the race leader. Carson Gum, Andre Baranowskis, Nathan Hudson, Mark Davidson, Quentin Moore, Alex Gray. Lopez has got damage. He may not be able to continue. There's Navarro, Shears, Sydnor's got damage, and Scott Roush. That may be it. That may be all you're going to have. Brock's on pit road. Llamas on pit road. Phil Parker, who was the one that started that wreck. Caution now once again. Let's see what happened. We've been under the replay more than we have under live action, I think, in this race. And it's just one of those things where you know it's coming. You see that driver make the move to the inside and get right up on that left rear quarter panel. It's not going to work. Phil Parker trying to go up the middle underneath the 29 of Mark Davidson. He's not going to be able to make it work. And look at this. Look at this. I mean, this is first, second, and third all collected in this one. 6 car of Canario actually just barely gets through that. Nice save on his part. Quentin Moore just barely gets through, and there you see Lopez not able to make it. And then watch this. I'm not certain who it is that gets clobbered. I think it might be Langeland in the 77. As these cars come drifting down, other damaged drivers come flying in thinking, oh goody, these are positions we can pick up. And Cody Lamas clobbers the 77. He goes up and over Phil Parker. There's Ryan George collected, and wow, did you see? Look at the debris and the contact there, just flying all through turn 4. As William Brock collected as well, and then Cody Lamas going for a wild ride. There he is. He's still flipping. Does a backflip, literally. I think he did 2 backflips actually. Let's watch his ride again. That is scary, scary ride for the 48. And it's not the only scary ride we've seen here today. Let's watch this again. Sees the smoke. Figures everybody's still up on the high side. Goes low, never lifts. Clobbers the 77. And then right here, contact with the 5. And I thought he was going to actually land on top of that ride right there, which I think is Garrett Sydnor's 24. And then watch right here. Hits the grass. The grass is going to catch that rear spoiler. Flips him into the air once. He's going to flip twice. And then here's the backflip. That is a perfect backflip. From rear deck lid to the nose. And fortunately, somehow, someway, that car comes down to rest on all 4 wheels. But, my goodness, the attrition in this race is uncanny. The aggressive level kicked up 25 notches from what we've seen all week, and it shows. Let's go back for the restart and see who's going to be left to battle out for this win. And you know, this is kind of reminding me a lot of last year's season finale weekend at Auto Club. The truck race was relatively calm. We had great racing, but there really wasn't a lot of cautions. But then we went to the Pizza Hut X Series race, and there were a lot of yellow flags. So, you know, we're seeing just about the same kind of level of aggression here during the Daytona 500 weekend. We have a total of 10 drivers left to finish this race. Your survivors for this race that are guaranteed a top 10 finish. Quentin Moore, the race leader. Carson Gum second. D Shears third. Scott Roush in fourth. We haven't talked about him all day, and here he is now, going to get a top 10. Andre Baranowskis fifth. Sixth, Nathan Hudson. Alex Gray in seventh. 8th place is Mark Davidson, Angel Navarro in 9th, and Canario will be in 10th. Everybody else that was running before, that isn't running now, is out of the race. You can basically deduce that. 10 drivers left to battle it out for 7 laps here in the closing stages. If we get a caution, I will pull out my hair. Green flag back in the air. Quentin Moore gets a good start. Trying to look and see if there's any opportunity for teammates to work with each other, and I think the only teammates I can see in this top 10 would be the 89 and the 97, both out of Gardner Racing. They are both quite a ways from each other. You've also got, oh, no, I'm wrong. You've also got the 2 and the 29 of William Brock Motorsports that can work together. Quentin Moore showing the way, trying to become the second Gardner Racing driver to go to victory lane. Oh no, are we having pit stops here now? We are. Oh my goodness. Quentin Moore and Carson Gum are hitting pit road, as is Scott Roush. And if the field couldn't get any smaller, we now have drivers that are having to hit pit road. That turns the race lead over to Dougie Shears, but not for long. Mark Davidson to the inside in the 29. Mark Davidson trying to put the 29 in victory lane in back-to-back starts of the Pizza Deck Series. Kyle Keith, the most recent Daytona winner in the Pizza Deck Series last season, driving that 29 car. Don't count out this 6. Now, Canario restarted in 10th at the rear of the field. They had to work on some damage on the right side that he sustained after he got a slight piece of that last wreck. But that 6 car appears to still be really fast. And you saw Dougie Shears peeling off onto pit road. Alex Gray right there in the 0. He's trying to take that top position. They're going to go 3 wide for the race lead. Which line's going to be able to get the run off of turn 2? Looks like it will not be the top side. It will be Canario and Gray to settle it out here down the back straightaway. Oh, Davidson got a good run there, though. He's going to try and go 3 wide down here into 3. Is he there? Yes, he is. Just barely. Gadonder Baranowski's hanging there with Nathan Hudson and Angel Navarro. They're just waiting to see what happens. 6 cars up in this lead pack. 6 cars currently with a shot of winning this race, as it was Davidson just barely by a splitter leading that lap. 4 laps to go. Got a car up ahead that just hit pit road not too long ago. That's Scott Roush in the 38, currently running in the 10th position. Yin Canario, I have a feeling he's going to be the car to beat. He's had the strongest car all day. He's been able to avoid a lot of the attrition that's taken place. Alex Gray, though, he's got a pretty feisty Chevy Camaro. And look at the rookie stripes up here at the front of the field. Right now, the only 2 veterans that are running towards the front are Navarro in the 97 and Baranowskis in the 2. And Scott Roush is holding up everybody there in the 38. And now he's holding up the outside line. That's going to hold up Canario and Davidson. And that gives the lead to Alex Gray. Look at Nathan Hudson there last season, losing his Hershey's Cup Series charter. Had a struggling year with Michael Norman Motorsports. How would it be for him to start off his Pizza Deck Series career with a win at Daytona? Couldn't tell if anybody was hand signaling they were coming to pit road or not. Everybody appeared to kind of jump up to the top side like someone was, but I guess not. They've now all cleared the Scott Roush machine. Now all try to set their sights back on running down the Exalta Chevrolet of Alex Gray out of ML Motorsports. His 2 teammates, Cody Lamas and Jessica Miles, out in this race. He's the only last-ditch hope for that team to pick up a Daytona win. Hudson right there in second. It looks like Hudson's got enough speed to be able to catch up to the 0. He has damage from an earlier incident, and that may be affecting him aerodynamically wise. I think that the combo that could run down the 0 are the 6 and the 29. If they can work together, they were for a moment, but now Davidson's going to put Canario in the middle. They got to get around Hudson, the 29 and the 6, if they're going to challenge this 0 car. White flag displayed this time. Oh, don't look now. Davidson has cleared Hudson. He moves to second. Canario moves to third. This race isn't over yet. Look at the run they're getting down this straightaway, down towards the back straightaway. Oh, here comes Davidson. Here comes Canario. Which line's gonna move? Are they gonna be 3 wide heading into 3? You bet your boots they are. This is gonna be a wild finish. Who is it gonna come down to? Canario out in front. Davidson battling up high. He's got drafting help. coming to the line. Davidson battles back topside. Who's going to win it? It's going to be Canario in his very first start, winning the Power Shares 300 QQQ at Daytona. What a start to the year for Canario. And I believe, yeah, he becomes the third straight rookie to win this race. Back in Season 2, it was Kyle Lynch. Last year, it was Madeline Crenshaw, who in her first Pizza Hut X Series start won. And Canario becomes the third first-time winner in their first start in the Pizza Hut X Series to go to victory lane here at Daytona. Trying to remember back, that might potentially have been the first Pizza Hut X Series win for the 6 team. Might be wrong, but I seem to think that is. Not 100% certain, though. Well, it's pretty bad when you get to the end of a race and you say it's finally over, but that's almost kind of the feeling I'm having right now. This race finally comes to a close, and rookies sweep the top 4 spots. Canario with the win. Mark Davidson brings it home second, Alex Gray in third, and Nathan Hudson in fourth. Andre Baranaskas will get 5th, with Angel Navarro 6th, Quentin Moore 7th, 8th Carson Gum, 9th Dougie Shears, and finishing a lap down but with a top 10 is Scott Roush. And you can look on down through the remainder of the results. Everybody else finished behind the wall. Only 10 cars finished, 9 of them on the lead lap, and only 6 drivers were even in the conversation for the win here today. 5 caution flags we worked here today. And they were not just little pickety wrecks either. They were big wrecks and a lot of hard hits as well. Now I'm hoping that we're going to be playing off the same way that we were last year with the season finale, where the truck race was clean, Pizza Hut X Series race was a mess, and then the Cup race was clean. So that hopefully tomorrow we have a good Daytona 500 with good racing instead of good wrecking. But we're going to have to wait and see. Nonetheless, though, what a weekend it has been so far, with Ace Garcia winning the truck race, and now Canario picking up his first career win here in his first start in the Pizza Hut X Series, taking the checkered flag at Daytona. Hope you guys enjoyed this Wreckfest. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the crew today. We've shown you full feature results. These are your rookie points and your overall points heading into next week's race, which will be coming to you from Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Pizza Hut X Series anyway. So until then, next up, it's going to be the Daytona 500, the 6th annual running. Hope you'll tune in for that. Sure to be a wild one. Who's going to join the ranks of drivers like Ryan Acosta, Sean Galligan, Kyle Matthews, Chris Dodd, and the other one. I've just forgotten who it was. But nonetheless, I'll tell you who it is when we have the Hershey's Cup Series race. But anyway, we'll see you guys next time, as you've been watching a production of the SRA Offline Racing at its best.